guys, and welcome back to another review. This one for the second episode of the Grease Rise of the Pink Ladies series on Paramount Plus. The second episode's title is Too Pure to Be Pink. So this one, remember the whole events of the first episode? How it ended up? Yeah, they're paying for those actions in this one. So their whole thing of mooning the entire student body and then stealing a car, yeah, that didn't go unchecked. So we start out with this one of, as soon as the principal can get a hold of these kids' parents, yeah, disciplinary action will be served. So of course the girls are doing everything in their power to keep the phones off the hook or in use so that there's no way for the principal to get a hold of their parents. But inevitably, of course, naturally, the hammer has to fall somewhere. And the way that the different parents act varies, which, that's fitting. Like, the main girl's parents, they're just appalled that something like this she could have done. Like, is she not even thinking about her future? Oh my god, you're better than this. The Puerto Rican girl's parents, they also are similarly horrified by this whole thing, and she points out that, but that's unfair. My brother does this stuff all the time. Yeah, that's because he's a boy. I see. They're doing the whole boys will be boys thing. So I'm already getting the scent of blood in the water here that, we're going feminist agenda, aren't we? Hate it so much, but anyway. The Asian girl's parents, pretty much unbothered. They don't do shit. And then the little tomboy that I like so much, yeah, her dad, does nothing. Nothing whatsoever. So. Anyway. So, now that the parents have all been informed, now they are all pulled into the principal's office so that she can deal with them. And she decides she's going to give them all detention for the rest of the semester to try to reform them and make ladies out of them. Fat fucking chance, basically. So, they make it all of 1 day into detention. They're already trying to figure out, how are we going to get all this? How are we going to exact our revenge and prove that the nice guy is not such a nice guy? So the tomboy decides to fake some kind of stomach illness just suddenly coming on, mere minutes into detention. Full theatrics abound, and I'm like, I knew I liked her. I relate to her the most. This would have been me. Hands down. Pretty much everything about this character, I'm like, that one. I'm that one. But anyway, so she gets pulled into the nurse's office, but the nurse has gone home for the day, so now the principal is freaking out. I don't know what to do. So she's trying to read through, the nurse's, first aid manual, trying to figure out, what do I do in this situation? And she strings this along to the entire length of detention. Magically, as soon as detention's up, I magically feel better. But while she's creating this diversion, the other girls are going out to exact their revenge. The Puerto Rican girl goes to try to dig up any dirt on this guy, anything in his permanent records that could be used against him, but he's squeaky clean. There's nothing there. There's nothing. Frustrating. But while she's in there, she also looks up her own and finds a file like this. I also relate. But, she just can't help herself. She has to flip through and find the whole disciplinary thing about how it was recorded anyway, when she had her little thing with the teacher. Yeah, he threw her ass under the bus so hard. It's like, that's what they do. Yup, felt that too. That's what they do, alright. And she goes and reads him the riot act later, and he pretty much assumes zero guilt for any of it and puts all the blame on her. He is horrible. He is scum. Anyway, so, there's that. We've got, I'm trying to remember what the Asian girl's doing. I'm still trying to learn the names. The main one is Jane. I think the tomboy is Cynthia. The other two I have not yet retained the names of. I'm trying to remember, what did the Asian one do? Give me a minute to think, I'm trying to remember. Actually, the second I hit stop, that's what I remember. She sneaks into the boys' locker room and hides in one of the bathroom stalls because she wants to, like, find any of their dirty secrets, since where do they go to spill all their dirtiest, grossest secrets? The locker room. So she sits around in there, waiting for anyone to say anything incriminating, and mostly just grosses herself out having to hear all of this. And then Jane herself is trying to pick the lock on the ex's locker and everything. She doesn't know how to do that. Along comes Richie, the head of the T-Birds, who we can tell already there is major sexual tension with. And he's just like, oh, you want a key for that? Is that an option? Yeah. So he sneaks her into the principal's office to go get the keys. They get them quite easily, finds them right in the desk. But right before they sneak out, it's the principal, so they hide behind the door until he is predisposed enough for them to make their escape. And they're like this close to kissing, so if there was any doubt before about the tension, it's there. It's there. Anyway, they go back to the locker. They go to open it. None of the keys open it. They did all that for nothing. But Richie takes a bobby pin from her hair, picks the lock, they get in, they try to find anything in there that's incriminating. It's mostly just all very, very normal stuff, except for a note that's folded up, all neat and tidy, addressed to her that he hadn't given her yet. So she takes off with that. And it's very incriminating, may I say. Basically, apologizing for things, what really went down, all the secrets that he meant to tell her about, that he didn't tell her about, it's all in there. And there's very damning stuff in there, so she's thinking, I could blackmail him with this, but do I really want to? I don't know. But she holds on to it anyway. So, they reconvene. They compare notes of what they've found, and basically the best they've got at this point is that note, and the dirt that the Asian one dug up about, there's gonna be a party. Basically at one of the mean girls' house. Again, I don't know her name yet either. I want to say it's Dot. I'm pretty sure her name is Dot. The little short one, very midgety. Not like a literal one, but just, So, there's going to be a party there. But she is from a very, very wealthy family. And it shows. It is one of those houses that you never assume could really exist in real life, but you know damn well there are people that rich out there somewhere that do live like that, and it's just disgusting to the rest of us, being like, damn you. But anyway, so she has her house rules of what can and can't happen there, but it's mostly her friends. Until the T-Birds and the Pink Ladies decide they're going to crash it. Yeah. And because she has a crush on one of the T-Birds, she decides to let him in. She lays down the ground rules real quick. And of those ground rules is pretty much no shoes in the house, no going upstairs, no going in my father's study. I've never even gone in my father's study. No alcohol, etc., etc. It's like that. It takes no time at all for them to be playing a game of spin the bottle. Poor Dot. She just spins it and it lands on herself every time. But all the others, they're landing on each other. And of course when it gets to Jane, it lands perfectly in between the ex and Richie. Because of course it does. And she decides, since it's her choice, she'll pick the ex. And now she wants to play 7 Minutes in Heaven. But it's only a ruse. She doesn't really. She just wants him alone so she can talk about the damn note. And threaten to out it. Because she really wants him to drop out of the race. But he's not going to, because his daddy's running for mayor! Oh darn, he wants a family of leaders. How convenient. So he's not dropping out. Cool. So, with that in mind, no joy to be had here. Yeah, they pretty much ruin the rest of the party. They spike good guys' drinks with castor oil so they all shit themselves and lock them all in the father's study. Anyway, so there's that. Meanwhile, this whole time, on and off, the Asian one has been coming up with different fashion designs for jackets they could wear as the girl gang that they are. And eventually lands on the Pink Ladies. Of course it does. Why would we be titling the show what it is if it weren't that? But there was a bunch of real stinkers leading up to it. Like the Black Widows and the Yellow Jacks. Just all sorts of really awful ones. But because they keep being called Pinkos because of the whole communist panic thing, they figure, Pinkos, Pink Ladies will be the Pink Ladies. We're going to own it. We're going to reclaim it. So, that is how they came to Pink Ladies, evidently. And now they are going to wreak havoc on the school just as much as the T-Birds do. With or without them, we don't know. We'll have to see. Right now it seems like there's still rivalry between them, but I can pretty much guarantee by the end of the show, we'll probably see them all chummy-chummy. Now, in addition to it already seeming more like, oh, we're going feminist agenda with this one, I am not really here for this. Additionally, the music in this episode has also taken a real sharp nosedive. Remember all the good things I was saying about the first episode about how this shows potential? Like, it's a bit like Glee, but I mean, it's forgivable. It's, tolerable. Yeah, no, this one leans 100% into that and has no resemblance whatsoever to Grease anymore. Now it just is yet another overly auto-tuned Glee ripoff. It's one of those. And I'm already rolling my eyes. I'm already starting to lose interest. We're only on the second episode. It's only the second episode out of 10. And that's if it stops at one season, but yeah, I'm already having a sinking feeling about this one, guys. I don't have a good feeling about it at all. Yeah, we all knew, I'm pretty sure. And going into the show, remember when I first said I was worried it was going to be? Pretty sure it's quickly becoming that. Now, in my last review, somebody was up in my comments saying how, yeah, don't trust her, she low-key looks woke. And I wasn't sure if they were talking about me, which I am so offended at being anyone even thinking that a little bit, or if they were talking about the main character. But now I think they meant the main character. I'm like, oh god, gross, nope. I don't know how long I'm gonna hang with this one if it really leans into it. No. Like, we already have too much of that shit that we sit through. Like, no. We don't need to do this to Grease as well. It's in the 50s. Why are we doing this to the 50s? Like, can we, have anything sacred anymore? Apparently not, but anyway. Yeah. Clearly, I did not like this one as much as I liked the first episode. This one, they're already losing me. If I tap out on this series, I will tell you the exact point at which I tapped out. But for now, I am still hanging with it. I'm still clinging to a shred of belief that maybe it was just one off episode. Maybe. But we've already got one character who flat out just hates boys across the world, like we get an entire song about a world without boys. So there's that. I'm not sure if this is meant to imply some LGBT stuff, or if this is just the typical feminist man-hater shit. I don't know. I suppose we will find that part out the further we go into this, but I'm just like, God, why? So there's that, then just the whole general, oh, I get it, boys will be boys, but when we do it, it's different. Just, can we not? Aren't we past this yet? I feel like we're starting to turn a corner in people being really sick of this shit, and the media that does really well is the stuff that doesn't include this, but we're not totally there yet, because certain people are still stubborn and still screaming for all of this to be included in every single piece of media. Yeah, I am just so over it, but anyway. Again, I'm not assigning any kind of number rating to this until I've either made it through the season, or until I hit a point where I just can't with it and I tap out. But this episode compared to last episode, I would not recommend it based on this one. First episode was kind of fun, but this one I'm like, oh, if this is the path we're headed down, this is just gonna be a train wreck. No thank you. No thank you. We're beyond that. We don't need that. But anyway, so we'll see. We'll see. There's 2 more episodes still out currently that I haven't yet watched, and the rest have yet to air, but we shall see. But I feel like I'm already in no rush to hit the 3rd episode, but it's feeling like a chore already. That's not a good sign that we're only on episode 2 and it already feels like a chore. So, anyway. That's it for this one, I guess. So, anyway, you know what to do. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe. Hit that notification bell icon so you never miss an upload. Leave comments down below. Make sure you're following my social media accounts, my Facebook fan page, my Twitter, my Instagram, my eBay, my Reddits, everything and more is all down below. And if you like what you heard on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link, as always, is down in the description. Anyway, guys, until next time, see ya.